So, so Marissa, let's start with you. Let's talk about Summit a little bit and go from there.
Okay. I was very overwhelmed by Summit, just the amount of people that came and showed up and all the excitement. Natalie Jean and I talked a lot about this and feeling not real sure, and I've mentioned this in the group, not real sure what we're doing or where we're going and how to implement everything. And so the one big takeaway that I took home was going back to the basics and just doing the 4 major components every single day, and really just starting that foundation.
And how do you feel? Do you feel like you've been able to kind of get those wheels moving again? You feel stuck anywhere? I know we were kind of talking about the whole why thing in the group a couple days ago.
Right. No, I'm still kind of stuck on that. I did a lot of thinking, and while I'm not real clear on what exactly it is, I know where I want to be and where I want to go. It's just, I guess, a process of getting there. Okay. And so that's what I'm trying to be more open with sharing, because I'm sure if I'm feeling this way, other people are too. So I've added a lot more groups and just interests on Instagram, and I've gotten a lot of followers doing that. Okay. So I'm kind of going back and forth with, why is this person following me? Is it really because I have something to offer, or are they a child molester, or like how much should I share or not share? So I'm struggling with that.
I hear the peanut gallery. Thanks,
yes.
So you know where you want to, what you want to do and where you want to go. Share that with us.
So I've thought, well, probably the last 4 or 5 months about why I'm coaching and what I have to offer people. And I kind of, in a roundabout way, always come back to thinking about quitting. And every time I get close to that thought, I do something that pushes my group along or pushes me along. And so while I'm having these thoughts, I'm not following through on it. And that's where my confusion comes in. So I think really just being able to break out of that comfort zone and sharing more about me and being vulnerable and what I have to offer, I think that will kind of push me past this next step of where I need to be.
Okay. I totally agree. Even just like what you did in your group this week, I mean, the response was just,
it was good.
Awesome and pure. Like, you were so real and just in the moment. And I mean, I was super touched. It made me really think about it and be more open and vulnerable. And I thank you for that, because I didn't get my post out yesterday like I wanted, us all to kind of do. And I'm so proud of you that you did that. But, I had to take some time and kind of really think it through to share it today. And it is very, very hard to be vulnerable. It is hard to not feel like you have it together, and to feel like, well, if I don't have it together, how can I possibly offer it to somebody else? And people are messy. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And everybody is messy, and that's what makes it relatable. People are like, yeah, I totally live that same life too, but look how great she's taking care of herself, So I think that it's awesome. And I know how hard it is, especially for those of us that are a little bit more introverted, and it's very, very hard to share. So you've done tremendous this week in doing that. So it's awesome. Awesome. And I'm thrilled to hear that you're having some good luck on Instagram. It's really tricky to find the right interests and the right hashtags and things to to search for. It's such a time suck at the same instance, because you're searching, you're like, oh my gosh, these people look awesome. And then you have to spend like 5 minutes in their profile to figure out if they're a coach or they're not, or, are they a good person to follow and start to interact with. And I mean, it's crazy. One of the gal that I work with on blogging, we talk about Instagram a lot. And she's like, you should be commenting on at least 25 people's pictures, a day, 25 different people a day. And I'm like, and I'm thinking about it, I'm like, okay, that seems pretty doable. And then I get like 5 done, by the time you're looking through them and you're like, crap, like there goes an hour, right?
Yeah.
How am I supposed to? Yeah. So anyways, NJ, hi, welcome.
Hey,
Glad you made it.
thanks. How are you?
We're doing all right. So we are sharing summit experience thoughts, takeaways, and where we're kind of seeing ourselves headed, and just sharing a little bit. And then I told the gals that I want us to do something next week that's going to kind of make us all a little bit uncomfortable, so you can start stressing out now for when we talk about it in a few minutes.
Awesome. Glad I joined.
Yeah, I know you are now. Aren't you so glad you got that text?
Yeah. I'm a little bit like Erin, and I came home pretty excited, and now I'm just not doing diddle. And I don't know. And honestly, I had a bit of just like just discouraged that I want to know how to do this better and I don't have time, and then it just feels like crap.
Okay. Are you finding that kind of getting back into the groove of real life and trying to do this it's just feeling like too much?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't want you to feel like that. I don't want anybody to feel stressed out. This is supposed to be fun, right? It's not supposed to be stressful. It's not supposed to give us too much anxiety. It's supposed to challenge us, which I think is really great. But the last thing I want is for you to feel discouraged or stressed out. I think what Marissa was saying about getting back to the basics, something I'm trying to do too. I know Erin's trying to do. I mean, I think that's like the first best thing to do, just to kind of get back in the right state of mind, is just start with one thing.
Yeah.
And if that is personal development, then make sure no matter what, your non-negotiable is 10 minutes of personal development every day. I think, are you all reading Wash Your Face? Both of you guys? Okay.
I am. Yeah.
And, maybe you just start there. And maybe what you're sharing on social media is about personal development. Like, what was your biggest takeaway for today's readings? And why? And what did it, how is it going to impact what you want to do tomorrow just in life? Like, oh my gosh, like, Marissa, I know you seemed really inspired by what you read and you shared it. And I think that it's so great to, put it out there, because somebody else, might have read it and been like, I really needed that today. And if you get consistent with doing that, not only obviously is it helping us personally, but you're probably really going to help somebody else as well. So, I want you I don't want any of us to feel overwhelmed. And this is the hard part I feel about coming out of Summit too, is there is always something big that Beachbody does the month after Summit. They want you to have like that momentum. They want you to, take it and run, basically. And for some people, I think that aspect is great. They're juiced and they're ready to go. And then for others, it's like, holy shit, like what just happened? And what do I do now? And you kind of get paralyzed, right? And I felt
that's exactly the word.
Yeah.
That's exactly the word.
Okay. I felt exactly that way my second Summit. My first Summit, I'd never experienced anything like it. And I remember I drove to Vegas by myself, and I shared a room with another gal that I had never met. She was on my team, but I'd never met her, of course. And I remember driving home. And I had a hard time driving home because I was in tears like the entire time, thinking to myself, like, I'm in the right place. Like, I'm struggling. I was 5 months, March, April, May, June, 4 months into my business. And I had no idea what I was doing. My coach had quit the month before. And I was like, thank God it happened when it did, because I think I would have probably quit like 2 months later if I hadn't gone to Summit and really seen, wow, like people's lives are like they are changing so much more than what I think. I don't know how I can do that. I don't know how I'm going to help somebody change their life like that. But if I can just focus on one person at a time and maybe 3 people at a time, then wherever it takes me, it takes me. And I think maybe for us, for you, maybe that compartmentalization aspect is what you need to do. Just break it down and set your goal of this month. I just want to help a couple of people and see what that looks like.
Sorry, a little extraneous noise from Mark while I help him.
No problem.
Last one, buddy. Single parenting,
Got it. We know. We all know.
Yeah, oh gosh. And I'll just have to figure out what that non-negotiable needs to be. Because I do think I can do one thing.
Okay.
I don't know. Yuck. It's an icky feeling.
It is. And I don't want you to feel like that. I mean, despite how you kind of are feeling at the moment, do you remember anything that really felt like a really, impactful takeaway? Like something that you just kind of constantly thought about since Summit, or not constantly, but have at least gone back to a couple of times?
No, really. I think just the overwhelm. Yeah, I that's what I go back to, the overwhelming feeling.
Okay. Okay. So Summit aside, I think just remembering that you hear all these amazing success stories, right? And all these people that have these like insane systems and strategies and time to where they can do 100 invites a week. I'm sorry, you guys. Like, I have to be realistic about where I'm at personally. I know all of you are very realistic about where you're at. And I sometimes feel like at Summit or even a Super Saturday or whatever, you hear these things and they're like, oh my gosh, I need to do everything that those people are doing. How the hell do I do everything that they're doing? Well, you know what? They have a personal assistant who's helping them follow up with people. They're using a virtual assistant that's helping them with social media. They probably have somebody, if they have a blog, who's helping them do Pinterest graphics and content related things. And they are over here doing more of the relationship building things, which is super critical, obviously, in our business. So I just encourage everybody, and obviously, Erin, I want you to, of course, give us your feedback too, but I don't want any of us to feel like we have to do it all. There are so many great things that can happen for us personally and in our business, just doing exactly what Marissa said and just getting back to the basics. I just kind of clean slate it, just start fresh. So I'm going to leave it there. I want Erin to give us her input on Summit, her second Summit, and go from there.
Okay. Well, thank you, Tiffany, for letting me go last so I could think about it. Because I feel like I've just, life's just been busy and stuff like that since getting back and everything. But I think, like Marissa said, going back to the basics and just the 4 vital behaviors every day, just make that the goal that's like not negotiable, because you know what? We are supposed to be role models for other people. So if I'm not exercising, then how can I, like, I don't really have that much to share. Obviously, it's like, okay, if it doesn't happen one day, that's okay. But just trying to, stay on the right track personally is something that I've been definitely putting more of a focus on. And that makes me feel more confident to be able to share with other people too, so that otherwise I just feel like, oh, I'm kind of like this fraud that like I'm saying I'm a health and fitness coach, but I'm like over here eating McDonald's or something. So that was a big one for me. And then I also really liked how I forget his name, but the Canadian coach that did the presentation in one of the workshops was talking about how you have to collect your different stories with the products. Like if you don't try other products aside from like Shakeology, then you can't talk about them. And like today my story was about Daily Sunshine because I was just going through all my stuff. Actually I bought it last year at Summit and I was like, oh crap, this is going to expire. So I made those into the little popsicles and then I shared that. So I think that's something that I need to focus on more too, is just sharing about other things that we have to offer and not just broken record, same old thing. And even like, I don't feel like I'm really that like hardcore about, oh, I have to promote for Lift 4 because it's like everyone is saying the same thing. And I just think that's too cookie cutter and boring. And it's like, I'd rather just talk about what I'm doing. Like I'm really like 2B Mindset. I think there's just a huge market for that. And I'd rather just focus on that. And if 9 people are talking about Lift 4 and I'm the one person talking about 2B Mindset and that's might be what somebody needs right now, then you know what? Maybe they'll come to me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think that was just kind of some takeaways that I had.
I think that's really, really smart. And I think you're right. I mean, I'm totally in love with Lift 4. I really can't wait for Monday. So it's really been where I've put my energy. But I totally agree with you because I'm going through, to be honest with you, I have unfollowed probably 25 coaches since Summit. So I'm only seeing, like a handful. And I'm like, oh, okay, not that many people are posting about it. But you bring up such a great point that like everybody is posting about it. So, so if you are, then you got to be able to connect it somehow, personally relates to you, right? So, but I love that. And I think that workshop you're talking about, is the one I missed like the first half of. So I'll have to, I still haven't, to be honest with you guys, I haven't looked in the back office to see if they did any recordings of the workshops. Has anybody else looked for that by chance?
I haven't looked. They did post the content, but I don't know if they posted videos of it.
Okay.
They did share the slides and stuff.
Like the presentations?
Yeah.
Well, and sometimes if you...
His one was the one about the team volume and the team cycle bonus.
Oh, his. Okay, so what's his name? I know his name.
I forgot his name.
Miguel, right? Isn't it Miguel?
Yeah, wait, was that it?
Hold on.
Possibly.
Hold on. I gotta find my notes. I know. I went to that was the same guy who hosted the Thursday training, the pre-summit training. Well, hang on. I have a note here. What? Feature Best. No, that's not it. Business Builders. Okay, I'll find his name. But, the other thing, too, is that if you search, when I find his name, I'll let you know. I know he has a pretty substantial YouTube channel. So there could be a chance that somebody in the audience recorded this session and he may put it on YouTube. So that could actually have happened with a lot of the Summit presentations. So I might do some cruising around YouTube to see what I can find in that regard too. So, oh my gosh, that's going to really drive me crazy that I can't think of his name. Hang on one second.
Look in my notebook and see. I think I wrote it down.
Okay. And Marissa, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off a minute ago. Did you have anything else about where you're headed and what you're feeling like next steps are? Sorry.
No, you're good. I think I'm kind of in the same boat as Erin. I'm not jumping on the Lift 4 yet. I've kind of gone back and forth, but I've been so inconsistent. I really want to stick with Chalene Extreme. So I want to post more about that, and my nutrition's been awful. So I want to get back on track and sharing about that. And I've gained a lot of weight back in the last few months, and it's been because of my blood sugar, and so I need to be brave enough to post about that too. And so that's a couple goals for myself, is to just be more vulnerable and share, and to capture the attention of the same people going through that. And then I've kind of thought about in August, like back to school group, but I'm not sure what I would do yet.
Okay. I found his name. It is Miguel. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Carrasco. However you pronounce that. But he's like been the top Canadian coach for, I think, since they opened the market there. And then Jamie Fitzpatrick, who's like the number 2 Canadian coach, is his coach. So they got a lot of good things going on there. So do you know what it is about blood sugar and stuff that's impacting you? I remember you talking about that in one of our groups like a month ago or so.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what it is. I was reading online about one of the medications I was taking for my migraines. And after taking it for so long, it seems to like something about the glucose and how it manages it and what it gives you. And so ever since I stopped taking that pill, it's just been all over the place. And really the only thing that makes me feel good is eating crappy food, like high in sugar, high carbs. So I talked to the doctor, and I'm going to go back on that pill to see if that makes any difference. But I don't know. Doesn't make sense.
Weird. Is it something that you've taken before, or was it something new?
No, it's something I've taken before.
And it's the first time it's done this to you?
Yeah, when I stopped taking it. The first time I stopped taking it, I was pregnant. And then the second time, she switched me directly to a different pill of the same type of stuff. So I don't know.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to talk about weight gain. I mean, I kind of took what I shared in your group the other night and shared it today. Like, even me personally, like, I don't want to take any pictures. I don't want to like cover it up around my own husband. Like, it sucks because you just don't feel good, right? You just don't feel yourself. And I'm sure mine is my meal plan. I have been slacking a little bit, so I got to like kick my own ass. But part of me feels like I have been so stressed out. We're dealing with a lot of drama with Brian's parents again, and it's really affecting both of us. And so it's hard to share that. It's really hard to share that you're struggling, period, no matter what it is. But I mean, I feel like in your situation, like, it's tied to something medical. You're probably super connected. I mean, obviously like NJ, but you're really connected, I'm sure, with a lot of other people that have medical backgrounds. It would be, I think, just interesting more than anything to find out if other people who are migraine sufferers, who have been, on medications for migraines, if they've had a similar effect, and if they have they found a good way to manage it. I mean, you could probably get some incredible dialogue going, just even for personal information, not even necessarily business stuff, but it could lead to something really, great in that regard.
Yeah, that's a great idea. And I kind of struggle too with, and I'm working on it, with being a health and fitness coach and struggling like I am, because every health and fitness coach I've ever seen, super skinny, super in shape, super, thin, and then there's me. So I'm struggling with that, but I'm trying to push through it.
I'm right there with you. Absolutely.
Well, you guys need to look up, I can find some of the names of some of the people, but there's some that are really successful and popular that are not like a size 0 or whatever. Like, yeah, I think a lot, like the top 10 or whatever, everybody's super duper skinny and whatnot. But I've seen some stories that of, just people of all different sizes. And I don't know if you guys didn't really see enough people walking around Summit, but there are coaches of every shape, size, everything. So don't let that hold you back.
Right.
And you know what? Where you're at right now is what people are going to relate to, because, nobody wants to just take advice from someone who's a size 0. If they're the same as you, then they're going to relate to you.
And see the struggle. You're right.
Yeah. And there was a Instagram post that I think I tagged you guys on that was talking about how, you don't have to wait until you're perfect to help somebody. You help somebody right now where you are. And that's you just link arms with them and say, we're going to do this together. And you know what? Saying I went up in weight is like something that I think so many people would relate to.
100%.
When you get brave enough, then I bet you're going to get a really good response from that.
Right. You're right.
And I mean, maybe if you're thinking about something that's kind of back to school related, I mean, frame it up like, hey, kids are going back to school, and I'm ready to, I'm looking for other people like me who want to lose 10 pounds and don't want to be, restricted by a diet, but want to take good care of themselves and just keep it easy and simple and family friendly. Like, I don't know, maybe you start with like a week of, we're going to do, I had a ton of luck or successful. Luck was probably the right word. With when I ran that freezer pantry challenge, do you guys remember that one?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dude, I still have people like out of the blue who will message me and like, hey, remember that freezer list that you gave like last year? Can I get that from you again? Yeah, let me find it. And then I'm thinking to myself, shit, I really need to write a blog post about this. But, maybe it's just something so simple as kids are getting ready to go back to school. Let's stock our freezer so we are not stressed out and we can still make time for ourselves when school's back in session, and maybe you spend the first week of August and it's a 5-day stock the freezer, and every day you give a different recipe that they can prep and throw in the freezer or whatever that looks like. I mean, you'll organize it the right way, and then, lead it straight into a 3-week challenge or whatever, but any program, like, this is what I was saying, I don't know, last week in the group, like, and I think Erin, you guys we're all in the same group, like, not everybody in the world needs to be doing Lift 4. You find the program that's right for you first, and then you find the program that's right for your client. Nobody should ever be feeling pressure to have to do whatever is the latest and greatest. Because you think as a coach, it's important that you get exposed to whatever the new programs are, because you never know who's in your network, who could really benefit from it. But at the same time, you can't be pushing Lift 4 and hating it, right? If Chalene Extreme is your jam right now, share it and explain to people like what the benefits are of lifting and doing the push workouts. I've only done a few of those workouts, but just find some great before and after photos. Find a cool testimonial. Any of those kinds of things that you can share, but you doing it and sharing it is going to be what piques people's interest, for sure. You got this. But I understand the struggle. So you got to find your own comfort zone and then go just outside of that.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure. Erin, I'm sorry I did not ask you, but with kind of where you're at and making dinner, what were you where are you kind of thinking, like, get through July and just any kind of get the wheels rolling again? I know you're kind of regrouping after everything that happened the first half of the year, but any kind of immediate goals or anything I can help with?
Yeah, I posted in our group, in our team page, I am gonna try to make Success Club 10 my goal. I'm not really feeling that confident about it, but I just need to push myself and really just start those conversations again with people. I did sign somebody up for Beachbody On Demand today. That it's funny, NJ and Marissa, we were talking about her at Summit, the girl who like thanked me for not pushing to like sell to her. She came to me and she's like, hey, think I'm looking for something so I can work out while my daughter is taking a nap and her older son is at therapy. So she's going to sign up I think she just did sign up. So, no Success Club points, but hey, I'm getting my business back on track. And that's what I would encourage you, especially NJ, like, just like we talked about at Summit, concentrate on just every person you're helping, and not, if they don't want to buy a challenge pack, then you know what, I'm not the kind of person who's going to try to push that on somebody, but I'm just happy and excited to be helping people where they're like with what they need. And I know that that's going to come back and benefit me and stuff like that. So I am trying to go for the Success Club goal, but at the same time, I'm just trying to more so get back to the business building activities.
Smart.
Yeah.
On a daily basis. And I'm trying to follow the business activity tracker. I'm not every day is it looking that great, but at least I'm not just spending all my time making Facebook posts and like trying to talk to everyone, and I'm just trying to get back to the one-on-one conversations.
Yeah.
So that's been a big improvement for me.
NJ, another thought, this is kind of for all of us, is I would even encourage you guys to go into your office and download your customer list and, take a look at some of them, and you can watch, go into their account and see when the last time was that they ordered and what they ordered, and, just email them. And if you have, if they have an email address, I know that sometimes there's a lot of do not contacts in the back office, but, find them on Facebook, or, they're going to be people that mostly. If you've had Success Club and then you've gotten free leads or whatever, then they might be cold leads anyways for you. But just, that's always a great place, I feel like, to kind of get back in the groove, just starting a conversation and, hey, I'm checking in with you, and I know it's been, a few months since you tried Shakeology, and I'd love to know if you want to give it a go again, or just tell them about a new product like the beach bars or something that's come out, and just start a conversation with not a salesy thing at all, just more of a touch base, and would love to know where you're at with your goals and how I can help you. I'm your coach. I'm here for you. And hey, I've got a group that's going to fire up in August, and this is what we're thinking about doing. I'd love to have you join. Like, that's the conversation starter. And not everybody's going to reply or respond, but when I like sending those, and I try to get, 4 or 5 of them out a week, and just, I might get one response, and that's okay, because it's one more person that I was talking to, so I'll take it. But you've got that information, and sometimes, all they need is just to hear from you. And they're like, yeah, I really did love that. I'm not sure why I stopped. Or, I hear that stuff all the time. And it's like, sweet, like, what else do you want to do? Right? What are your goals going into the fall? And you can learn so much from them. So just another thought, as if you're not wanting to spend a lot of time on Facebook especially, it's just a nice way to kind of fire things back up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been trying to do that too, and I've been sending like personal emails to some people, and just because I feel like then I can write a little more, and they're better about responding in some cases.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's been good, because then they'll at least let me know, like, oh, I'm good, or yeah, like I had one who was like, yeah, call me on Friday, I want to like catch up with you. So
cool.
At least there's potential for something there.
Definitely.
Because also not all of our people that we want to reach out to are necessarily always on social media like we are. So
yeah,
it can be, good to try other avenues.
Definitely. Okay. Well, I'll share one takeaway thing, and then we'll talk a little bit more about what I want to do the next couple of weeks, and you can tell me how crazy I am. I think one of my biggest takeaways was during the first, I don't know, keystone, cornerstone speaker, the gal, the comedian lady, and she had us do that exercise of like, turn to the person next to you and tell them like the 6 reasons why you are a great coach or what you have to offer. And I struggle hard with that because I don't like to talk about myself like that. I feel like I don't want to sell myself like that. I'm not sure what the right way is to explain it, but you know, and I'm looking at Brian and I can't even get anything to come out of my mouth. And he's like, you know, I don't know, whatever he said, like rattled off 4 things. And I'm like, thanks. You know, and it's stupid because, I mean, every single one of us has something great to offer. And sometimes I feel like I don't have enough to offer somebody when all I need to be able to do is say, you can trust me to give you the right advice. You can, you know, lean on me. And if I tell you, like, message me anytime, I mean it and I will respond to you, or, you know, like whatever that is. So I would really like for all of us, this is not a social media thing, just us as a team. And I'll post it in our group too, because I'd love for anybody else on our team that wants to do it to respond. But I want us to just do some self-reflection to not only know that we have awesome things to offer, but I want everybody to go into the group and just give your 6. Just think about it. Give your 6. And then if you're open to it, I would love for everybody to also comment with like 2 things that you think are awesome about Marissa as a coach, or Erin and Jay, like each of us, like what makes you connect, or, you know, when it comes to me, like, why did you connect with me and join our team? Like, I mean, I want to understand that better because I feel like sometimes I personally kind of feel like I lose that a little, and I'm like, shit, like I'm not even sure what to talk to people about because I don't even know what I can do for them. And I know that I really know that's not the right thing to think. So I want us all to just think about that. It doesn't have to be tomorrow, just maybe by this time next week. Let's all plan to post our 6. Does that sound good?
Sure.
Okay, cool. So now the fun begins. And Marissa is going to like probably drop off the call in like 2 minutes. Don't drop off the call. We are going to do, okay, actually, first of all, what I have to ask you, the other day when I posted, or maybe it was one of my lives in the team page, about us doing the Instagram stories where we team up and 2 or 3 of us at a time, and we do like a top 3 kind of thing and kind of help push and promote each other. Initial thoughts about that? Yay, nay?
I'm game because you talk about wanting Kristen to help you with Instagram. I need Kristen to help her mom with Instagram. So I would love the boost. So I'm willing to do it.
Okay. Anybody else?
I'm game too. I'll have to go back and reread that post so I know what I'm doing, but yeah, sign me up.
Okay, cool. And you know what I'll do? I'll see if I stole the idea from my cousin. She has got an awesome blog, and she's like a DIY kind of blogger, and she was posting in her stories about it and kind of what they're doing. Obviously, I won't be able to go back that far when she was explaining it, but basically the premise is that she's teamed up with 2 other bloggers, so it's just 3 of them at any given time, and we can do is, like, if it's just the 4 of us, then let's just roll with it, the 4 of us. I think Catherine will probably want to do it too. So we might divide and conquer, and over the couple of weeks, like all cross promote and hit each other. I'll kind of think about that a little bit, but it's literally like an Instagram story saying, I'm teaming up with 2 other coaches who I really admire the work that they do with their clients. And this week, every day, we're going to share 3 of our favorite things. And so I think the first thing she shared about was a makeup palette. She's bomb with makeup too. She shared an app that she uses for like her morning devotionals. And honestly, I still cannot remember the third thing that day. I haven't watched it today to see what she posted, but I don't want this to be anything about Beachbody stuff unless there's something you really want to share that's Beachbody related, but I don't want it to be Beachbody heavy. I want us to think about those interests and the people that we're really working to connect with and share those things. Okay. So that's the premise. Marissa.
Is there a way to share? So we all just share on our own story, or we share to each other's stories?
Okay. So sharing your story and then tag Erin and NJ.
Gotcha.
In like on your post. So all I can do one first and kind of show you guys what I'm thinking, but share that you're, doing a little something with 2 other coaches or 3 other coaches, however it works out. And then just say, hey, I've tagged them on this video, jump to their page and check them out too, or go to their page and their stories to see what their favorite things are today.
Okay.
So we'll do it that way. Okay, so to piggyback on that and give us a little bit more practice in the live space, because this is where like truly the magic is happening right now on social media, whether it's Instagram or it is Facebook. It's still live video is still getting the best engagement. So I'd like us to do a live challenge next week, and I think all of us have a little bit stronger presence still on Facebook, but I want you to do it on Instagram too, if you're really starting to push Instagram. And each day I'm going to lay out a little calendar, a little post in our page about what we're going to just share about. And we can share like, hey, I'm doing a Facebook, or I'm doing a live video challenge with my team this week. And today we're going to share about our favorite book that we're reading right now. Perfect for you guys who are reading Wash Your Face because you're really into it right now. And nothing crazy, 5 minutes tops. Just pick a time. I don't care if you do it at 4 a.m. when you don't think anybody's going to be watching. Do it
Good to know.
So don't think that I don't see what's going on there. Or don't think that I haven't thought it myself. So here's how I was kind of thinking about laying it out, and I'd love to get your thoughts. But Monday, I thought we could do like keep it super simple, just kind of get in the groove and share a favorite quote or scripture that keeps you going and why you love it, and then ask for people to share in the comments their favorite motivational quote. Start to really get those comments to drive that engagement to get your video viewed more. Okay. Tuesday, a favorite non-Beachbody product or products, a max of 3. So that'll kind of cross over with what we're going to do on Instagram. Wednesday, a favorite book and why. Ask for book recommendations. Thursday, I was going to throw it into my biggest food struggle and how I'm working through it. This is where I'm kind of thinking for anybody who's big on 2B mindset right now, without name dropping 2B mindset, just kind of talking through, like I will literally talk about how I hate vegetables, but I'm working, have found a great nutritional program that's helping guide me on to better incorporate it, and I'm feeling better, or whatever that looks like. Friday, this one's going to be tough, but fear is going to be on Friday. And just any fear, doesn't matter what it is. It might be something that relates to your business. It might be something that you hate heights. Like, I don't care what it is, just whatever you feel comfortable sharing. But how you've kind of tackled it, how it's maybe, facing that fear has kind of helped change your life or just impacted you personally, that's helped you with a relationship, whatever. And we'll kind of talk through this stuff more as the week goes on. And then Saturday.
Holy crap. The fear that I'm going to talk about is you telling me I have to do this.
So should we do that on Monday instead?
No. Yes.
I told you guys, like, don't stress out, but I knew you guys would stress out. Okay. And then I got to Saturday, and as far as I got with Saturday was.
Although Erin wielding her knife, that's a little scary too. That's all, I'm watching on my phone, and that's all I can see is Erin's knife, and I'm like, oh, crap.
Oh, that's funny. Saturday, I jotted down the note. I went to bed with this on my mind last night, so this is why Saturday is the best gift you've received and how it impacted your life. And that's very broad, and I cannot wait to hear what you guys share in that. But I went to, for whatever reason, and I'll probably share this as part of mine next week. Last night, I went to bed, like, Brian and I have been having a lot of financial conversations, and I told him, I'm like, the most freeing thing that ever happened for me financially was when I went to grad school. And I will never forget this day. I sat down with my folks the day that they were leaving California, leaving me behind. And I was starting my grad school like the next day. And we were sitting down at this little diner. And my dad asked me if I had any credit card debt. And, being raised in a family where, like, I probably wasn't even, like, I don't even think they wanted me to have a credit card, but obviously I had one in college. And I remember how nervous I got. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, I don't want to leave on a bad note with my parents. Like, I don't want to tell them. And I was like, I have $2,500 on my credit card right now that I need to pay off. And I mean, I was sweating because I had no idea why they were asking me. I didn't know what was going to happen. I'm like, shit. Like, what did I just get myself into? And they said, we're going to pay off your credit card because we want you to start fresh here. And it makes me want to cry, like, just thinking about it, because I have never had credit card debt since that day, in 2003, whenever I went to grad school, 2002. And it just completely changed me in the sense of, like, knowing that I had a clean slate and how awesome that was that they were able to help me do that, to where I could just focus on going forward and making sure I put myself in the best situation possible for my future. And, I hope it's something that I can do for my kids someday, but it was a great gift that helped set me up for a lot of great things. So anyways, sorry. I did not mean to, like, have a total meltdown, but that's what I went to bed thinking last night. That is something I want to share because I think finance stuff connects with everybody. And, I think maybe that will impact somebody. I don't know. It might not. But that will probably happen again. And that is scary for me because I don't like to cry in any front of anybody that I don't know. Thankfully, I know all of you. And I'm okay with it. But that is going to be very, very hard for me to share. So there you go. It's going to be a hard week in some regards. But I want you guys, I hope you will do it with me. I know it will be a lot to ask, but I would really love for us to do it because I think that what it can become by just seeing us and sharing different things and doing this, not only to get a little bit more comfortable with live video, but just to have this vulnerable aspect of sharing things and making some new connections. That's really what it's about.
I'm looking forward to it.
Cool.
I, in my head, and when I practice, I'm very funny and very intellectual. And then the camera turns on, I'm like, I don't know what to say. So I'm looking forward to at least having a script and being able to push myself and challenge myself. And generally what I do is I do it and I just push play, like steady. I can't watch it again because then I critique everything.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to it.
Cool. And yeah, maybe having like some advance notice on what we're going to talk about each day. I do want us all to be able to think about it, because I don't want anybody to feel, nobody should be surprised. Like, oh, shit, if you want to be impromptu and jump on and do something funny, do it, But I'm looking forward.
Have that on.
Hi, Artie.
Sorry.
It's okay. NJ, don't freak out.
Okay.
You do awesome.
Thanks for the warning. That's all I can say for the moment.
Hey, you know what? And here's the thing: is that if you don't want to do it on Facebook, you guys, I don't care where you do it. I just want you to practice going live more than Instagram stories. It's not really live, right? We can redo it 100 times. But if you are more comfortable doing it this week on Instagram and not Facebook, and kind of just getting your feet wet, then do it on Instagram. That's totally cool too. I don't care. I don't want you to feel any pressure to do it in multiple places by any means, or only Facebook. Do it where you are going to feel most comfortable, but do it to challenge yourself as well.
Okay.
Cool. Okay. All right, well, since nobody dropped off the call in the midst of my madness, thanks for hanging with me. The rest of this month, if you guys want to do a call the next few weeks, that is totally cool with me. Thursdays will probably be best for me, actually until September when Brian's shift changes, and then I'll probably have to hook back up with you guys on like a Tuesday night or something. But I'd be more than happy if we want to regroup the next couple of weeks, especially as we're all in the kind of July challenge as well. So you guys think about it and let me know. Sound good?
Okay, sounds good. I got a dash, but I'll start thinking about some of what we talked about and shoot some stuff into our group as it comes to me, hopefully, and try and get a little bit of my groove back.
Cool. That sounds awesome, NJ. And you guys, I'm going to let everybody go. I know it's been an hour. So if you have anything else you want to chat about, message me or email me. And thanks for joining tonight, guys. It was really great to regroup with everybody.
Thank you. We'll see you
All
later.
right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, Erin.